Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you my opinion about this recent article that is referring to some statements coming from Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and this comes as a reaction to Western powers sending long-range weapons to Ukraine, to Ukrainian government, and he basically said this. So this is the statement that we will use for this analysis. Says the longer the range of the systems that will be delivered, the further we will move back the Nazis from that line from which threats to Russian speakers and the Russian Federation may come. And here in the article they mention basically two systems, HIMARS and the M270, which is sent in the UK. But let's focus our attention in HIMARS because it's the one that has a longer range. And let's pay attention to this. And they mention briefly this this statement, which was rather later denied by Ukraine themselves, where they say they were going to hit Russian territory, referring to Crimean Peninsula and other places. So this holds no weight. Absolutely, they deny this. Ukrainian official sources deny this. So what they're saying is basically they can hit anywhere. But let's also pay attention to how Sergei Lavrov is referring to this part. So he mentions in particular this part where he says threats to Russian speakers. So threats to Russian speakers can be basically wait, let me try to highlight this part. I don't know if I can do that. No. Anyway, so he's referring to areas or threats to Russian speakers and the Russian Federation. So not only the Russian Federation but Russian speakers, and for this I will make this interpretation freely that he's referring to their allies in the Donbass regions, including Luhansk and Donetsk, and recently captured areas in the south part of the country, including areas like Kherson and the areas closer to Mykolaiv. So let's pay attention to the specifications for the HIMARS. I chose this system because it's the one that has the higher, longer range compared to the M270, which has a more limited range. So this part in particular says precision fires capability with a recognized and proven range of up to 300 kilometers and a variety of future munitions in development that will offer extended range beyond 499 kilometers. So they say beyond 499 kilometers. But for the sake of just playing around with the numbers, let's say 500 kilometers, even though they say beyond that, so we don't know how high can that range be, so let's make it, for the sake of argument, 500 kilometers. So this is the city of Mariupol, and from the city of Mariupol to Odessa, which is here, is around 529 kilometers. So that's how far the line can be moved. If we consider only Donetsk and Lugansk as the regions, you can probably see it's not very clear, but here is the border of the oblast, Donetsk Oblast. But let's say, for example, if we are going to include this, let's say Kherson. So if we move the line to Kherson area, then the 500 kilometers will go all the way. Let's move it a little bit to the side so we can see more clearly the number. So this area is around 200 kilometers, and we are reaching already Krivoy Rog. Let's move in a straight line, 350 kilometers. ,443 kilometers, so, and that is from Kherson to Kiev, all the way to Kiev. So if we move this even further, it will reach Zhytomyr. So that's for 500 kilometers roughly. There is 500 kilometers roughly. So yes, look at this. No? This includes all this area in the map. So that's basically 80 to 90% of the territory of Ukraine. That's how much 500 kilometers if we measure it from Kherson. And there is some speculation that they will take areas in Kharkov. I don't know if that will happen, but anyway, just consider what is currently occupied as areas which Russia will be willing to protect. So that includes all these areas here, including Kiev and all these. If we just measure it here, you will go all the way around this area, so including Kiev, Zhytomyr, Vinnytsia, all these areas, they will be included. You can move this around to anywhere you want. So let's say you move it to the area of Kramatorsk, and from Kramatorsk you will of course include Kharkov, and that's 500 kilometers from Kharkov, from Kramatorsk I rather say. So that includes almost Kiev. But then if you move it to the border, so let's say we move it from Belgorod, which has been recently attacked, that's 350 kilometers. So this area will move then further, that's 500 kilometers. And if we move it from the corner of the territory of Russia, that's 300 kilometers. So 500 will go all the way here, almost to Ternopil. It will include Lutsk, 500 kilometers is right there. That's the corner of the territory of Russian Federation. So like I said, they are basically shooting themselves in the foot with these kind of attitudes. What this will create is basically a state that will be just what is here, Lvov and Ivano-Frankovsk. Like I just mentioned this in the past video where I was talking about the fake identity of Ukraine and how these territories are the centers of influence, political influence, currently in Ukraine, and how these regions don't represent the whole of Ukraine. And now this is how far they will go if they were going to take into account the theoretical limit of the HIMARS. 500 kilometers, that's how far it will go. So that's it. It's just an exercise in a theoretical scenario of based on the words from Lavrov, and they can just freely interpret this in any way, shape, or form they want. So that's it. That's how is this going to go. Ukraine is gone as a state, and this is just exercise in futility. It was from the start, but they decided not to negotiate, so that's what we are getting. That's the point we're getting now in the conflict. Okay, guys, so that's kind of my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I ask you to please like this video, share it in social media, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.